Hello YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Upper Structure Fridays, a series where we explore the use of upper structures for piano voicings and improvisation. If you haven't done so already, I encourage you to check out the introduction to the series where we talk about upper structures and how they can create new colors in music. I'll put a link in the description down below, or you can click on the iCard right here. Also, check us out on mdex.com where you can get this course in its entirety available today. So today, what we're going to look at is a minor triad starting on the 6th degree of a major 7 chord. So let's build that chord and see what it sounds like. I'm going to use C major 7 on my left hand. So C, E, G, and B. And the 6th degree of C is A. So I need an A minor on my right hand. If I do that over here, and the C major 7 over here, the color I'll get is this. So to construct this upper structure, we simply play a minor triad over a major 7 chord starting on the 6th degree of that chord. For example, in C major 7, 6 is A. So we simply have to play an A minor triad on top of a C major 7. We now have a C major 7 with a 13th. So because it only has that one tension, the 13th, this may seem like a sort of no-brainer upper structure triad to use, but nothing could be further from the truth. This is actually one of the harder upper structures that we're going to encounter in this series, and you'll see why later in the advanced perspective. Here are the ways you can think about this triad. Play a minor triad starting on the 6th of the chord. For a more independent perspective, just think a minor third below the root and play the minor triad on that note in any inversion. This upper structure adds only one tension, the 13th, so it does not completely define a chord scale, which makes it great to use over any major 7 chord because it works both over the Ionian and the Lydian scales. Although this upper structure only adds one tension, it also contains the root of the chord, which is a flat 9 above the major 7, which is part of the chord we are playing. The flat 9 is one of the most dissonant intervals in music, which only works well on dominant chords. So when I play this minor triad on top of the C major 7, I have these two intervals that are sort of tricky to contend with. And one of them is the minor 7th between the 13th, or in this case A, and the major 7th of the chord, B. So that has some dissonant qualities to it. It's not that bad. We hear that all the time, especially in a blues context. We hear dominant 7 chords all the time, and that contains this interval. But what it also has, like we said earlier, is this flat 9 between the major 7th and the root of the chord right there. So the only way to avoid this tension is to voice the upper structure triad in first inversion, a half step above the major 7th that I have on my left hand. This does a couple things. This gets rid of that flat 9, turns it into a minor 2nd, which is a little less dissonant than a flat 9. Not only that, it puts the flat 9 inside of our voicing and envelops it and makes it much more palatable, which is why I can't place this first inversion chord up here, because then all that goes out the window. Not only that, I got that flat 9 all over again. So we want first inversion right above the 7th. Another problem is that usually major 7 chords do not have a root or the 6th on the melody. So we have to be very careful with when and how we use this upper structure. And if you never come to me, there's a great opportunity to use our upper structure in the 2nd measure of the B section. This B major 7 chord goes over a G sharp melody note, which is the 6th degree of B major 7 and the root of our upper structure. So we can play a G sharp minor over the B major 7 without clashing with the melody. So let's use the first few measures in the B section of If You Never Come to Me to showcase our upper structure of today. Not only that, but let's use some other upper structures within the course. All of these will be on top of major 7 chords. We're just going to do 3 of them. we're going to use in the first measure of the B section actually the upper structure from lesson 5, which is a major triad starting in the 5th degree of a major 7 chord. The measure after that, you'll see and hear today's upper structure, and that will lead into another upper structure that we'll talk about later in the series, a minor triad starting on the 7th of a major 7 chord. So our first chord is C major 7. I'm going to put a G in my right hand and have that C on the left hand. And then we get to today's upper structure. All right, B major 7 in the chart. So what I have on my right hand is G sharp minor, and of course in first inversion. We have that minor second we talked about earlier, enveloped nicely within the voicing of the chord. And then we'll get to this chord that we're going to talk about later in the series here, a minor triad on the 7th degree of our major 7 chord on the left hand. As always, remember that the whole point is that you look at upper structures from different perspectives. Each perspective will open up different doors, and any of these ways of thinking of it is useful. It is now time for the upper structure challenge of the day. See if you can picture the minor triad starting on the 6th degree of the given major 7 chord. We'll give you 4 beats to answer as usual. Press pause if you need more time. C major 7, A minor, G major 7, E minor, E flat major 7, C minor, D flat major 7, B flat minor. All right, so that wraps up another episode of Upper Structure Fridays. Hope that was helpful. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. We're gonna leave you today with our demo of using the minor triad on the 6th degree of a major 7 chord. Enjoy.